It's Anna Nicole B. But if you may have noticed, I changed the channel name from Anna Nicole B to just Anna B. I don't know, I wanted to simplify it, but then again, if you guys think Anna Nicole B is better, let me know. Either way, it's my name. My name is Anna. My middle name is Nicole. I hope you guys are all well by the grace of God. I actually have a really cool video today that I'm really excited to show you about. Excuse me, I'm gonna be snacking on these little chip things. As many of you know, I went to South Korea for 1 year to do study abroad. And a lot of people, upon watching my videos about Korea, were like, oh shoot, Anna, like, how's Korea? What are your experiences like? Blah, 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 blah. That I actually have a couple of subscribers who I know that are actually going to go to Korea. So I decided to do a video about my tips for those of you studying abroad in Korea. They're in no particular order of importance. I wrote them down in this little notebook, and I hope these are useful. Without further ado, let's get started. So the first tip I'm gonna give is more relating to when you first arrive in Korea, right? For those of you who want to be a bit more economical, this tip is definitely for you. When you first arrive in Korea, you're gonna arrive most likely at Incheon International Airport. But over there, you have options on how you get to wherever you're gonna stay. So for most of you who will be coming, if you're studying abroad, it'll be at your school. If you did like what I did, I went to Korea actually a couple days earlier, and I stayed in a guest house just to explore Korea a little bit before I started getting homework and assignment and things like that. So you can actually take the subway from the airport to wherever you're staying. And that actually is a lot cheaper than taking a taxi. Because I know the first thing most of you guys think to do is like, okay, we'll take a taxi. It is though the most comfortable, but it's the more expensive one. From Incheon to Seoul, you will pay like 6만 won. Like 60,000 won, which is roughly about like $58 or so, depending on the day. That's kind of expensive, but if you take the subway will cost you like, I want to say like a couple of dollars, but it won't be more than 5,000 won. Or if you want to take the bus, I know there's a bus that goes from the airport to Seoul, and it's I think it's Manon, like 10,000 won, and that's roughly like $8 to $9. Like, that's not that much. And that bus I heard has like a place where they take your luggage and they put it under, and you just ride on the bus all the way to Incheon, or all the way from Incheon to Seoul. Definitely, if you're trying to save money, when you get to the airport, the best thing to do would be taking the subway or the bus. Don't take a taxi. It'll cost you money. But if you got money like that and you want to, sit down and be relaxed or whatever, go ahead and do that. Now, this tip is something that I feel like you might not be able to avoid if this is, 1, your first time in Korea, 2, you don't speak Korean that well, and 3, you don't know the area you're in that well. This is something that you might not be able to help at first. But for those of you who are going to be in Korea for a while, like 1 semester, or like me, 1 year, this is something you should know. If you are a foreigner, taxi drivers will try to dupe you. What do I mean by that? So, taxi drivers in Korea, not all taxi drivers are evil, but some taxi drivers in Korea, when they see a foreigner, they assume, oh, this foreigner is a tourist, they don't know the area well. And if you take a taxi, like for example from Shincheon to Hongdae, it's very close, right? And sometimes taxi drivers are like, yo, I can't really make money like this, because they make money off of how far you go. And seeing that you're a foreigner, they're gonna be like, well, she doesn't know the area that well. So some taxi drivers will go and take the long way to get to a place that could have taken you 5 minutes. They'll try to make it a 10-minute trip so they can get that money. So beware of that. As time goes on and you start knowing the area, just say something. Just be like, 기사님, 왜 돌아가요? Like, why are you going all around? Like, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think it's like, 왜 돌아가요? Like, because one time for me, I was going from, anybody who's been to Korea, you know where Yonsei University is, SK Global Dorm. I had to be in Shincheon in like 3 minutes. Like, I had no time. And it was like important thing. So normally you can walk there. It's no big deal, but I took a taxi. This taxi driver went straight, took me into the hospital, went around the hospital parking lot like about twice or two, made 2 laps, took the light, and this guy made the most extravagant turns just to go somewhere that could have been reached if you went straight and left. The minimum is like $3. Right before the $3 can go up, I said stop. Paid him his money, and I walked out. Don't stay in your room too much and take up every opportunity to explore. Your time abroad will go by like this. And there will be times where you don't feel like kind of leaving your room. Don't get it twisted. I understand when you experience culture shock, you just want to go to your own little bubble and just be by yourself and, you know what I mean, and take it all in. But don't spend too much time in your room. Like, literally, if somebody hits you up and say, hey, let's go to Namsan Tower, I don't care how tired you are, go, just go. Like, there are so many people who say this. There's so many things that I didn't do in Korea just because I kept putting them off, thinking that I had the time. And before I knew it, I had to leave. And it's true, even me, I stayed there for a year. I stayed in Korea for 1 year. I never went to Namsan Tower. I never went to Namsan. Even though I planned it in my mind, like, oh, I'm gonna go to Namsan. I remember one time my friends were like, hey, let's go to Namsan. It was at nighttime too, so I could see like the Yagyong. I could see like the night view. But it's like, I was like so tired, which at that time I really was tired. So I was like, I stayed home. But I wish I had just went because I never found the time to go again. And one of my friends, Kayla Mobley, shout out to Kayla. Kayla gave me this advice, and I will never forget. I didn't get to do it, but when I go back to Korea, I definitely do it. Sometimes just go out by yourself. Literally, I'm not gonna lie, when I first came to Korea, I didn't like going out by myself too much because I didn't like knowing that everybody was looking at me, but just go out. Take your earbuds, take a comfy pair of walking shoes, go on the subway and stop anywhere and just walk around, like straight up. And you get to see so many parts of Korea that you never knew about. So many parts of Seoul that you didn't know about. Like literally, just do it. If you and your friends plan a trip to Busan, plan it all the way through. If you and your friends plan a trip to Jeju, plan it all the way through. If your friends are like, yo, let's go to Gyeongbokgung, go to Gyeongbokgung. Like literally, just go. Now this tip I think is very useful, especially if you have great interest in one, learning Korean, and two, learning about Korean culture and just Korean people and how they are, and just learning the mindset of Koreans. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I found to be very, very cool and interesting while I was in Korea, is because I'm so used to understanding the way Americans think because I was born and raised in America. And I'm so used to understanding the way Ghanaians think because my family is Ghanaian. I was raised in a Ghanaian household. I was raised with Ghanaian culture and values. You know what I mean? But when it came to understanding the way Koreans think, I feel like I got to know that more when I made use of this fourth tip, and that is make Korean friends. Now I know that everybody's like, well, duh, I plan on making Korean friends, but you don't understand, like, it's not easy to make Korean friends. Korean people tend to be a bit more shy and reserved, and I will say this, in America, it's easy to make friends. Why? Because Americans are very, friendly and they're very outgoing. It's not weird for me to go up to a girl and be like, girl, I love your dress, or I love your makeup, or I love this, and then we start talking. Like, that's how people make friends in America. But in Korea, like, you make friends through people. It's not a thing to go up to somebody. Like, anybody who's seen my other video about my update when I was in Korea, talking about making friends, learning Korean and all that stuff, Korean people don't talk to people they don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, I picked that up when I was in Korea. That's something about me. Like, when I came back to America and people who I don't really know that well try to talk to me, I become some type of way. And I try not to like do that, but it's like, it became a habit of mine when I was in Korea. Like, at first I was like, why are Koreans so standoffish? But I kind of became standoffish. And there's a reason for that. There's a really good reason for that. And I will talk about that in another video. So you're probably asking, well, Anna, how do I make Korean friends though if it's so hard to talk to them? Put yourself in situations where you will get to meet them. You can do language exchanges, culture exchanges, clubs at school. I'm thinking of how I met my friends. You can meet friends through people, church. Now this tip is a tip you are going to hear everywhere. Everybody's going to tell you this tip and everybody's going to mention this, but it is true. I think it's good for you guys to do this. Learn some Korean. Learn Korean. It's first of all, if you even have no interest in learning the language, just learn basic phrases, basic things like please, thank you, where is the bathroom, how much is this, can you give me a discount? Things like this are very useful. All right, learning Korean is definitely good because the experience of somebody who knows Korean or is at least trying to know Korean, and the experience of somebody who doesn't know Korean is definitely different. I've noticed that I've met people who have been to Korea, but because they didn't know Korean, I've noticed that their experience was very much different from my own experience. I've met people who didn't know a lick of Korean, they went to Korea, and for them, Korea was just like a nice little place to visit. It was like a touring place. But for those of you who know the language or at least will try learning, Korea will be different. You will make friends. You will build deep connections with people. You will build a deep connection with the culture because learning the language helps you to do that. It's easy to build like a liking to a culture when you go into that one restaurant and the ajumma who's serving, you can talk to her and you have conversation and you learn about the food she's making, and oh, this is this particular Korean food, and you guys can have conversation, as opposed to somebody who can't speak any Korean and they say, give me this juiceo. You know what I mean? And then she knows you can't speak Korean, so she just gives you your food and you guys walk out. Like, there's a different experience. Or like when you keep going to the same place over, you become like a regular, or in Korean they'll say tanggol. You become a tanggol at a place and you keep going because you can speak Korean, you and that person constantly, you know, having conversation. Like, you will always remember those things. It will definitely make your experience that much more sweeter. I've been told so many times by many like store owners or store places that told me like, yo, I think it's so amazing that you can speak Korean, because so many foreigners come to my shop, they can't speak any Korean and I can't have any conversation with them. So, and also it gets you discounts. If you're into Korean culture, no, K-pop or Korean music and stuff like that, like, it's cool. Do your thing. Go ahead, go to all the concerts, buy all the paraphernalia, do your thing. However, I do urge you, get into some like historical cultural activities too. Go to Gyeongbokgung, go to like traditional villages, wear hanbok, learn about the history of Korea. Go to like the Sodaemun Hyunmuso, the Sodaemun prison. Like, you learn a lot. And I thank God that he blessed me with the opportunity to meet my friend Sabrina in Korea. Sabrina, you know where you are. Shout out to Sabrina. And she took me to the Sodaemun prison. That was one of the many like cool cultural things I got to do. But I'm glad I went there with her as a friend, because it was a very chilling experience. But definitely learn about Korea's culture, learn about their history. Just learn. Definitely do that. And I'm telling you, it'll grow your appreciation and your respect for the culture and the people a lot more. So, yes, sir. This last tip is a tip that I hope you all would do. Record your memories. Whether it's through journaling, through taking tons of pictures, through vlogging, like whatever, record your memories. I wish I took more vlogs in Korea. Like, I wish. Like, honestly, I put up vlogs on my channel, as you guys see. But honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. And if you read the description in the video, I say this all the time. The vlogs were not so much for you guys to watch. They're much more for myself, so that I can go back and watch those videos and remember my time in Korea. And I wish I uploaded more vlogs. I really do wish. So next time I found myself in Korea, I'm vlogging a lot, just for my own personal memories, just to look back and be like, yo, I miss my time in Korea, you know what I mean? And I wish I took more pictures. I have more pictures and stuff. I have it on a thumb drive and stuff, and I have videos on there. I might put it all together and just upload it sometime, of like different times, like the time I saw Bobby and Mino in Hongdae, and there's so many different times. But record your memories. You're gonna regret it when you come back and you realize that you didn't take that many videos, you didn't take that many pictures, you will have nothing to remember Korea by. So record your memory. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you have more questions about Korea, study abroad, this process, learning the language, anything, studying Korean tips, I can definitely help you. But anyways, yeah, I hope you liked all these videos. Thumb up, subscribe, comment, share, yeah, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Stay happy, stay joyful, love, peace, and blessings to everybody, guys. Bye.